Okay, welcome back to 1d8 plus 1, the Leon Awards. And I'm showing that's a spiral type thing, like Fibonacci or Fringe with John Noble and Anna Tor. And, excuse me. And in there type thing, that's a spiral through the rectangles type thing there. And then from there, that's this part here, that part shaded on the spiral, but the other part not shaded. That part shaded, but the other part not shaded. That part shaded, but the other part not shaded type thing. And so that's towards the interior, towards the center of that spiral type thing is shaded, and the exterior type thing is not shaded type thing. And that's a, those are shaving off pieces type thing in that type of sense. So considering that all being 5 out of 5, and the bulk of that being like 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 type thing, so that's 4 out of 5, and then 3 out of 5, and 3 out of 5 type thing is 3 divided by 5 type thing, and that's 0.6, and from 0.6 we're going to take that times 100 type thing, so it's 1.0 type thing next to 0.6, and that is 1.0 minus 0.4 type thing. Should do the trick type thing in that type of sense. 1.0 minus 0.4, and that's 0.6. So that's less than, that's we use a subtraction type thing, so 1.0 is greater than 0.6. And from that type thing, and in that, let's go here, try to maintain that, that's 1.0, 0.9, and this is to the left here type thing, and that's to the right, and that's here, and that's 0.8, and then 0.7, and 0.6 type thing in that type of sense, and then that was 0 type thing at the origin, that's 0.6 here, which is our result type thing there, and that's 0.6, and also there. So that was 0.6, and that's 1 type thing, and 0.6 is not greater than 1, it's not 1.5, and it's not 2.7 or something like that, it's a smaller number type thing. That's 0.5, that's 0.4, that's 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 type thing in that type of sense of semantics, and then the 0, or the 0.0. So in that type of thing, which is equal to 0 type thing with the decimal part type thing, like 0.07 or 0.007 or 0.0009 type thing, or 0.00009, things of that nature. Exciting. Where like, oh, that wasn't random enough type thing. So from that type of thing, that's 3 over 5 type thing in that type of sense. And with 3 over 5, we're going to go ahead and invert that type thing. Make 5 over 3. 5 over 3 type thing is 1.66. And then that's 1.61. 1.61 is the golden racial number type thing associated with the spiral. And that's 1.61. And 1.66 is greater than that. We could consider that type of thing, that's kind of ballpark type thing, but I'm going to probably take 3 over 2. So that's 3 pieces type thing in that type of sense, and 2 pieces, and that's 5 total pieces type thing, like a pie chart or something like that. And 3 were positive, and 2 were negative type thing in that type of sense. And from that, that's 3 over 2. 3 over 2 is 1.50 type thing, that's 3 divided by 2. And that's 1.5. The pieces type thing in that type of sense, that was probably a little crazy. And that's here, and that's here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pieces type thing. So like 1, 2, 3 of them are positive type thing, and 2 of them are negative type thing in that type of sense. In comparison, or 3 over 2, or I forget what a ratio looks like. I think it's 3 to 2 type thing in that type of sense. I don't think it's, and I used to think it was double 1 type thing, but now I just think it's 1 type thing there. Or 3 versus 2 type thing, or 3 compared to 2, or 3 in that type of sense, 3 numerator type thing, and 2 denominator, and a fraction actually represents, is translated to a division sign, but so that's 3 over 2, or 3 divided by 2, and that's equal to 1.5. That's some continuity problems there, but okay. We got 3 pieces and 2 pieces. So now, in that type of thing, let's say you're looking at a PowerPoint thing, and we've got, oh man, I didn't practice this in my head type thing. Look at that star. Oh my god. mercy type thing. Let's see, triangle, and that's a triangle, and that's a triangle. That's not so bad type thing. And that's we we'd make asterisk signs type thing, but that won't fill in type thing, that type of sense. Let's go with check boxes type thing. As check boxes, and let's pretend these are stars. So in that type of thing, that's here, and that's here type thing. And let's say you've got something that's a project or something like that. You want to run a simulation type thing without running linear regression type thing, that type of sense. And we got y-axis and x-axis type thing there. Hold on, my hand is getting solid type thing there. And so that's here, and that's the points type thing, and those are points off type thing, that type of sense. And assuming that this is a smoothing ratio back to the line rather than away from the line type thing, in that type of sense. So you're looking at a project type thing, and it's got 5 points type thing, that type of sense. And you want to know whether or not it's going to fill up these stars type thing. And try triangles type thing. I know if I do one type thing upside down, that I can get one type thing, that type of sense, but I don't know where, like if like you do the other one type thing, you get a Christmas star or the star on the Jewish flag type thing. There's a star type thing, and that's bam, and that's bam there, and that's bam there, and then boom. So, but if you like look at like five triangles type thing, let's say, assume that it's gonna be that type of star, the one that came out earlier. So it's just awesome. And that's a point on a triangle, that's a point type thing, but that's not what we're looking at right now. We have 5 points type thing. Let's go ahead and look at anything type thing. We want to run a kind of a simulation type thing, but it's really not. It's not a linear regression. Nor is it a x1 plus x2 type thing, that type of sense. Let's see, that's y equals m x plus b type thing, that type of sense. That's the y-intercept. And that's your overall value in times the variable, and this is the angle of that line, that slope change of that line type thing, and that's like that type thing, and that's equal there, right then and there. From there type thing, in that type of sense, this is that change type thing, with that's the rise minus run type thing or something like that, and so that's y2 and then x2 minus x1 type thing, and I guess you can change the variable type thing in that type of sense, and something like that. But that's cool. From that type of thing, this would be more of a simulation, but you're like, I've got all these points type thing and something, but in like a philosophical word sense, but I don't really have data like that. That's wow. And I'm not next to my computer type thing, so you want to come up with a way to see if something's going right type thing in that sense. So then you're like, let's look at a calendar type thing, the first one, and that's January, February, so that's January, and then that's February, and then that was the cost type thing, that type of sense, and that's March, and I know I'm scribbling that fast, and that's April, and then that's 5, that's May, and each one of these had cost type thing in that type of sense, and we'll go with our last 2 pieces, our quicken chart type thing, that type of sense, creating so like that part bad type thing, that type of sense, or like pre-bad type thing, which is still good enough, I guess. And so now in that type of thing, these ones didn't turn out right type thing, that type of sense, and so now things that turn out right type thing, that's right, they go on the top, and things that turn out wrong type thing go on the bottom. So April and May was on the bottom type thing, that type of sense, and January, February, and March were on the top type thing. And you might have had some money type thing, that type of sense, or not money type thing, but more or less not money, but in your head type thinking that the April and May coming up type thing are going to be bad months type thing. I'm pretty sure they are in that type of sense. And now you're wondering, like, if I'm looking at a portfolio investment plan, if I should do so, which still is with the book or software type thing. And so now that was 1, 2, 3 months on top type thing, so that's 3, and then that's 1, 2 on the bottom type thing. That's 3 over 2, so 3 over 2 is 1.5. That's the 1 type thing, that's 1 triangle type thing, and a half of a triangle type thing, that type of sense, versus 5. And so that's what that was type thing, that type of sense. Let's say January, February, March, in April we're going to work out type thing. And then that was over May type thing by itself, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 months on top, and May on the bottom, which is the 5th month. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type thing, that type of sense. And that's 1. Oops, that's not a number type thing. And that's 1, and that's 3, and that's a 5, and that's 2 type thing. Hey, I threw that right. And that's 4 type thing, and that there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months type thing. And so 4 on top and 1 was on the bottom type thing. And that gave a ratio of 4. So in that type of thing, now we do our triangles type thing and that type of thing. And that was a 5-star program or 4-star. And then you had a triangle, and you had a triangle, and a triangle, and a triangle. And that might not be a bad investment type thing. You know, it wasn't 5-star type thing in that type of sense, but in that 4-star triangle type thing wasn't 1.5 triangles either type thing. So that's more shaded, and then that's probably a pretty good idea. So you can keep doing these to other things like that type thing. And I apologize type thing in that type of sense. Let's go ahead and hit it. Let's say cure light type thing in that type of sense. And that's a spell, and that's a bullet type thing in that type of sense. And in Guard Reynolds' story type thing, that's Guard Reynolds, and that's about presentations type thing. He's not about the bullets type thing because there's too many click ASCII code things to remember, you know, type thing, as people do homework type thing, that type of sense. There's too many like punch card stuff to remember, but we've got a triangle thing at the end of it, so cure light type thing, go Kenichi type thing, so that's cure light type thing, and that's a recovery spell type thing in that type of sense, or heal. I'll probably do a heal one later type thing. Let's see here, maintained a level type thing. I'll do heal. That's maintained a level to get to the heal. And a staff of healing, ironically enough, although it has charges for cure serious and cure lights and cure moderates, actually has no heals in it type thing, that type of sense. So that's 100%. So in that type of thing, that's maintained. That's a cure light, maintain level type thing, that type of sense. And we had cure light, we had heal. We had a bonus type thing in that means if it's a ritual blessing or sacred healing type thing. For right now, instead of heal type thing, I'll go with cure crit. And I don't think cure crit's on that staff of healing either. And that's 4d8, or if rolling an 8 once and then an 8 a second time, and an 8 the third time, and an 8 the fourth time, that's 32 points of recovery. And that's without 8 hours of rest type thing, that type of sense. So now you have that, you have your bonus on that, sacred healing, and gain another +2 to that, and that would be, and then this would be for each one of these, that's 2 + 2 + 2 + 2, that's 2 to 4, then to 6 to 8 type thing. So it's +8 type thing, a +10 bonus type thing, and that was in one bullet type thing. And we maintain a level to do so, which takes 7th cleric to do so in that type of sense, and we had the spell and that type of choice. And we need 2 more bullets type thing. We took the healing domain, which had another +1 in it type thing on that 10, and from that, and it didn't explode the max, which I think the max of that was +20, and from that we had our cleric level in that. Remember to put that in there type thing too, which is +9. These are ceremony feats and stuff, and I don't think they're ecclesiastic type thing. I don't think they're actually caster related type thing. I didn't mean to be too sacrilegious, but that's 1 and 9 type thing, that type of sense. So now that's 5 type thing. Now you don't take a cleric type thing that has the healing domain, so that goes on the bottom. And you didn't stay in cleric long enough type thing, so it didn't maintain level, that's on the bottom. And it's a cure moderate type thing. That's still a recovery spell, so you can put that on the top. But it's not cure critical type thing. So it should really go on the bottom. That's cleric 9 type thing, won't be in there type thing, that type of sense. Would be like cleric 5. And that's spell. And didn't take the bonus type thing, that type of sense. So now from that type of thing, that's 1/4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1. It's 1/4. 1/4 is equals 0.25. That's to the left of the decimal type thing, that type of sense, and that's the right of the decimal. And from that type of thing, that's 1 divided by 4, and that's 0.25. That's less than 1 type thing from the 0.6. So that really only fills in like that much of a star, and then that much is remaining. So that wasn't a good plan for your cleric doing heal point or recovery points type thing to your team. And that is a quick way to do assimilation and figure out your advantage. Thanks again for listening to Deming Sage Block 9 and 1D+1 Lane Awards. This has been Chad Brown. Thanks for listening and have a great one.